Well, Taryn, it's great again talking to you. This is a particularly exciting show for me, watching one of my heroes of all time, Greg Norman, out there. What was your impression of that day and meeting him for the first time, I'm assuming?
Yeah, absolutely. That morning warming up on the range, we had no idea that he was here. They definitely kept it a secret from us, and never let us know that he was there. And just warming up that morning, I kind of caught my eye as he walked up. I thought honestly it was just one of the producers, walking up behind me. I took a look and went back to another ball, and then took another look and was like, oh my gosh, that's Greg Norman. And, my jaw kind of dropped to the floor because it just was such a surprise. And that was, really cool that he came.
Yeah, and he seemed to really be fun. And I know that you guys had some lessons with him or tips, or I guess he was giving you some pointers. Is there anything that stood out for you as a tip that he gave that you carried forward?
Yeah, honestly, he didn't stay with my group as much as he did some of the other girls. I think some of the other girls had asked for some advice, but he kind of worked with us on the chipping green or the area where we were, and I think we were maybe doing some bump and run shots. I can't really remember, but he did have some good things to say. Like I said, I can't really point out the exact things that he did say because it was kind of hard to remember that day, but. He was definitely nice and trying to help us all out.
Yeah, no, that was great. Well, he certainly did pick some difficult shots to hit, and it was, it was fun to watch it, but it was almost laughable because they were so difficult. Now, you were one of the few people that actually got a point throughout that entire immunity challenge. So, what did you think about that whole challenge?
Yeah, I mean, we had to figure out, who wanted to hit what shot, and I kind of got picked to hit the bump and run, and I felt comfortable with that shot. Obviously, I thought my shot was probably the easiest of the three, and I was definitely disappointed to just get 1 point. I was definitely hoping for at least 2 or 3, and but you didn't realize how difficult it was until you were actually playing those shots. Obviously, you can tell that there wasn't a lot of points on the board that day.
Yeah, well, it looked pretty steep. It looked like a real downhill lie, and I just wonder what you'd do different if you had a chance to redo that shot. What you would have done a bit different, a different club, or what would you have done?
I don't know if I would have changed clubs or not. I kind of had the club that I liked in my hand, and just I guess after seeing Carling hit it over the green, that was in the back of my mind that that's what I didn't want to do because anywhere on the green is going to be a point, and I definitely wanted to get something up on the board.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sitting there watching some of the dynamics that was going on, I wondered what impression you had about there's some trash talking or something going on between Sara and Carling. What was that all about?
I think it was kind of offensive. Some of the things that Carling said definitely threw me off. Obviously, we don't know what everyone says in the interviews and the rooms, and we have no clue. But just from kind of the beginning of that challenge, when Sara walked up and Carling's on the bench saying, she has a good. I think I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something like her iron plays well, but the rest of her game is just average. And that was just kind of a low blow, I thought. There was really no need to say that. Sara had said nothing but good things about Carling's game, and if you're going to comment on about someone's game, you should do yourself and not somebody else, in my opinion.
Okay, so it was there was some history there. Well, yeah, watching it on TV. It was like we didn't have all the background. I did hear that, but I thought, where did that come from? So
yeah, I mean, it was just as shocking to me watching. I had a big group of people over at my house, and a lot of people were like, "Wow, that was pretty much just rude." The things, not only that comment, but there was probably 3 or 4 comments during the show that they just couldn't believe that she said it, and I couldn't either, honestly.
Well, that's what the big break is all about. We get lots of those. That's what people want to see, all the trash, all the drama. So, well, Stacey's shot out of that beach area was just amazing. Could she do that again if she tried?
I don't know. I don't think that she would want to be in that situation again. She had a great shot, and definitely won the challenge for him for sure. And she made the shot when it counted.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they picked Seema as the person to be saved, and she seemed pretty happy about that. Did you have any thoughts on that whole choice thing?
Honestly, I didn't have a clue who they were going to save, and I think that they had a good reason behind picking Seema just for the fact that she kind of struggled the day before in that challenge and almost went home, so they kind of gave her a rest, which, makes perfect sense. And they were all good friends with SEMA, and, I had no hard feelings.
Oh, that's good. Well, you got a chance to hit glass, which a number of them didn't get a chance to do, and you came so close, hitting the frame on the right-hand side there, just so close. Was it exciting?
It was. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to break the glass. After Sara set the bar so high with 3 points, I knew that it was going to be tough for me to even get an opportunity to break the glass. And that second or the last shot I hit, I honestly thought it was going to hit it and just barely went by. So.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even let you do that at the end. There was nothing behind the scenes that let you come out and try it again, or.
No, and actually never got an opportunity.
Oh, that's too bad. I think because it was a number who didn't even get a chance to swing a club at it.
Oh yeah.
Now, I was expecting to see a flop shot over a wall, but I guess that's going to happen in a different show. They always have to do that. But anything at all that stood out for you that day that was special, or that you remember or you wanted to mention?
Obviously, Greg Norman being there was just a huge bonus, because, I feel like, there's not a lot of, in past big breaks, you haven't really seen that many guest appearances. You have, but I felt like we got a pretty good one with him. He's a legend in the game of golf, and, we got to meet him and spend time with him, and he got to, watch the way we play golf, and he was very complimentary, which was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I expect that night the ladies who were having lunch, where everybody picking their brains over what happened. And yeah, I bet they did. Yeah. Well, you did pretty well though on the elimination challenge. You got inside Maya, but you were a little bit away. But that shot from Carling, given her blood sugar roller coaster ride, was impressive. That was a surprise. Was everybody kind of shocked by that?
I knew that she, kind of struggled that day, but her short game has been good up until this point, and so I never really doubted that she, didn't have it in her. So you expect everyone to produce a really good shot. If they don't, then that kind of opens the door. So I definitely was expecting her to step up. And obviously didn't know that she would hit that close, but was definitely not surprised.
Yeah, well, over that rock just seemed so it seems so high from watching it on TV, watching that shot. Yeah, it's hard to tell on television sometimes how really, intimidating some of these shots are. Was it as bad as it looked?
Yeah, it was definitely it hindered your view. Obviously I saw myself kind of jumping up that last night watching, because I really couldn't see. You couldn't see much. You really couldn't see the green at all. I could see the flag stick, but it was hard for your depth perception to know just how far the flag was back there, and how your ball was going to release. So I definitely think it was a shot. Yeah. Well,
then you almost put that shot in from that side hill lie. So you must have been feeling pretty good at the end of the day that you hit a really good shot to close off the day and go into the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was obviously wanted to win that first location so I could go sit down, but after Carling won, I was just like, okay, let's just try to do the second one and get as close as possible, and I hit a shot just like I wanted to off a pretty tough lie, and I was definitely pleased that I didn't have to go play that hole, because the nerves were pretty much gone by that point. It was my first elimination challenge, and it was definitely nerve-wracking. Yeah,
I bet it was. Well, it was sad to see Maya and Ryan have to play against each other, given they were friends and college teammates. So, but Ryan really had a hot hole. She birdied it, and just beautiful shots all the way. So, there wasn't much Maya could do.
Right. Ryan won. She didn't hand it to Maya, which is something that you don't want to do. If you're going to go out, you want it to be against a good player and a good shot. But, she definitely won the hole.
Yeah. Well, that was an exciting show. I don't think they can top it next week, but you never know. So thank you again so much, Taryn, for taking the time, and I hope to talk to you again next week about the next show.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.